Hello, everyone. The head of the Kiev regime, Volodymyr Zelensky, gave yet another interview, this time to the Financial Times, and, as usual, he uttered a lot of pompous phrases, which are clearly meant to convince Western sponsors that Ukraine has not yet lost everything. The main sensation: Russia and Ukraine, according to Zelensky, have now reached the beginning of the end of the conflict. It sounds beautiful, but behind this beginning of the end, the same old emptiness is hidden. No concrete proposals, no real steps. Only pleas, whining, and attempts to portray himself as a victim. Zelensky stressed a ceasefire without clear security guarantees is a risk, and the guarantees, he believes, should come from Europeans. Not just provided, but they should also fund the AFU's transition from a mobilization model to a professional contract army. Apparently in Russia, soldiers are paid for contracts, and Ukraine wants the same. But they have no money of their own, none at all. That's why Zelensky is appealing to Europe. This is precisely the area where Europeans can offer assistance. Experts are already laughing. Funding a contract army will spark a new round of corruption. European taxpayers will feed Ukrainian generals, officials, and middlemen. And thousands of Ukrainians rounded up on the streets who died on the front without any contract will continue to die. Mobilization in Ukraine has long since become a conveyor belt of death. Men of conscription age are seized right off the streets, shoved into minibuses, and taken away to be slaughtered. Videos of these recruitment raids have flooded the internet. People are setting military enlistment offices on fire, fleeing abroad, hiding in their homes, just to avoid falling into the clutches of the TCC. But Zelensky doesn't care. He needs soldiers, even if they are slaves. In addition to money for the army, Zelensky demanded that the European Union name the exact date of Ukraine's accession. "I need a date. I'm asking for it," he petulantly declared, and named his own deadline: 2027. Apparently, Kiev genuinely believes that Europe will welcome into its arms a country with a budget full of holes, rampant corruption, and a war it is losing. Brussels will, of course, smile, but won't name a date because it understands Ukraine in the EU is not a strengthening, but a catastrophe for the entire Union. Zelensky also complained about a conspiracy. He stated that Western partners are trying to remove him from the country's leadership, using the upcoming election as a pretext. "Do you want to remove me from office, or do you want to hold elections? If you want to get rid of what's hindering you on the road, find a legislative way," he announced. I wonder who exactly he is addressing. To those who provide him with food, drink, and clothing? To those who are already weary of his never-ending tantrums? Zelensky feels the ground slipping from beneath his feet, and he's flailing, trying to hold on to his seat. While Zelensky begs, whines, and makes accusations, Maria Zakharova, with her characteristic directness, explained the root of the evil. The official representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry stated, "Without resolving the problem of NATO expansion, the Ukrainian conflict cannot be settled. The alliance's unrestrained expansion of geopolitical space right up to our borders, including Ukraine, became one of the conflict's root causes," Zakharova stressed. She added that Russia would seek to eliminate this root cause either through military or political means. This is not a threat. It's a statement of fact. NATO for 2 decades crept towards our borders, ignoring all warnings. Now it's time to pay the price, and Ukraine, which the alliance used as a battering ram against Russia, will become a bargaining chip in this big game. So, what do we have? Zelensky speaks of the beginning of the end, but by this he only means new handouts. He asks for money for a contract army, but there is no money. They demand a date for EU entry, but Brussels remains silent. He complains of a conspiracy, but the conspirators are his very own sponsors. Meanwhile, at the front, our guys are doing their job, advancing in the Slavic direction. And Zakharova clearly articulates the position: without a resolution to the NATO question, there will be no peace. Russia remains calm. We know precisely what we desire, and we shall certainly achieve it. As for Zelensky, he can just keep on giving interviews. Perhaps at some point someone might actually listen to him. However, time is rapidly slipping away, and the beginning of the end for him personally could arrive much sooner than he anticipates.